Hi, I'm Gina. I'm the Chief of Product at Ovia. I'm also 36 weeks pregnant, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about our body changes and our baby's development this week in our pregnancies. This week, the baby is the size of a papaya. He or she is around 19 inches long and weighs about 6 pounds. But again, if you want a more accurate estimation, I'd check with your provider who can give you one. Your baby is getting pretty close to being considered full term, and most of your baby's development is pretty much complete, and he or she is just packing on the fat. The only major system your baby has left to develop is its digestive system, and that's because he or she develops that in the outside world when he or she begins eating. And so now it's a good time in pregnancy to start thinking about the different feeding methods that you're going to use with your baby. This week, you might start to notice less pressure on your lungs, making it easier for you to breathe. And that's just because your baby's moving down towards your pelvis in preparation for delivery. This is referred to as the lightening. However, your little baby hasn't disappeared. He or she is still there, and you may start to notice an increase in pelvic discomfort or pressure on your bladder. Other symptoms you may continue to experience are heartburn and swollen feet. If you're like me, you may notice up to a whole size increase in your shoes. And I've heard that our feet actually may stay this way, which is really unfortunate for both us and our old shoes. And now is the time in pregnancy we should start familiarizing ourselves with the different symptoms of labor. Contractions, gastrointestinal issues like diarrhea, and our water breaking are all symptoms that labor is starting. However, I just learned that water breaking as the primary signal of delivery only occurs in about 20% of pregnancies or deliveries, although it happens in about 100% in the movies. Pregnancy for me was both scary and exciting. I definitely don't feel ready for the baby from a logistical perspective. However, emotionally, I feel very ready. I just can't wait to meet my little baby. A high for me this week was actually watching birth videos with my husband. I'm still pretty terrified of labor and pain, but watching the videos actually just made me feel a lot more comfortable and more knowledgeable about the experience, and I feel much more ready after watching them. A low for me this week was actually planning my maternity leave and coming up with a plan for that. I love working at Ovia, and it's so scary to me to think I'll be gone for a few months. However, all of my colleagues tell me I'm crazy and that as soon as I meet my baby, I won't even be thinking about work. A product that I loved this week was this app called Headspace. I've been pretty stressed out recently thinking about all the stuff I need to get ready for the baby and maternity leave, but this app Headspace has helped me a lot. It helps you practice mindfulness through these sort of 10-minute meditation exercises, and I've just found it really useful for unwinding at the end of the day and just relieving some of that stress. An app feature in Ovia that I loved this week was the mood tracker. You know, my emotions have been pretty good throughout this pregnancy. However, in the last couple weeks, I've started to get a little more emotional or stressed out. So I've been using the mood tracker a lot more, and I've found it really helpful just to sort of stay on track. And I highly recommend it for any women in their later stages of pregnancy or as they go into postpartum. You know, monitoring our mental health is really important because of all the different hormonal changes. Come back next week. We're going to talk all about our baby's reflexes and our risk for stretch marks. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. At Ovia, I'm just so lucky. I get to work with millions of women during their pregnancies, and I love getting this opportunity to share my pregnancy with you as well.
Mama, I'm moving.